Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alfred Jordan Jr. at the drums. Martin Mazikowski, our bass man. The wonderful Mahmoud Chouki at the guitar. What's the name of that one, Mahmoud?
Nesigo, Provadici. It's a Macedonian piece.
That's the Macedonian.
Yeah,
piece.
that's Macedonian piece, yes.
And before that was Smile from your score for My Belle, My Beauty.
Yes.
Which was a 2021 film
Yeah?
from Marion Hill.
Hill, yes.
Yeah, and was that your first opportunity to write a score?
Yes, actually, yes. I've been, I worked in movies for years. Back in Morocco, I worked in a movie named Whatever Lola Wants. It's a Moroccan director, Nabil Ayouch, and the story, it was a beautiful story of a jazz dancer from New York and following a lover in Egypt, and when she got there, she learned how to dance like Egyptian dance, and I was hired to be doing the casting for the musician. So I was director of casting of a musician, and we work around with more than 40 musicians with different sets, and I also worked with Natasha Atlas, that was singer, and to record some music in Morocco. So yeah, it was fun. I was 22 actually.
Yeah, man.
It was like it was an amazing experience to be around film, and they did a lot of coaching for actors. So like some actors
as if they were playing
exactly that they don't know how to play guitar or any instrument. So I came and I spent like a week with them, and I teach them how to look a guitarist.
Yeah. At least they look pretty good. Right?
Yes, and it works. So and some movies use my my music.
Your music.
My President album, but this one, it was my first experience scoring from the beginning.
Well, nice work, man.
Thank you.
Beautiful. After that experience in Spain, you won that contest. You hit the road. You're doing a lot of traveling. Somewhere in your mid-20s, you got connected with this artist residency in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that. What is that, and how does that work?
So yeah, actually, I'm going this Thursday. I'm going to Switzerland, celebrating 10 years of this residency.
Oh, that's wonderful, man.
So yes, and I was contacted 10 years ago, actually, yes, 10 years ago by Ronnie Pierranti, who's kind of administrator and manager of a castle in Sierre, the Valley region in Switzerland. And his idea is to have 3 days meetings, like they call it Orient Occident, but the Orient in Europe, it's mostly Middle East.
Right.
Here, actually, Orient, it's mostly
Far East.
Far. So yeah, it's kind of a meeting between. It was 3 days. First day, it was kind of a scientist meeting. Second day, it will a literar, it will lecture, theater and stuff. And third, in the last night, a meeting between a guitarist from Orient and guitarist from Occident, and I was chosen to be this guitarist. So and I met a guitarist from Bulgaria, and it was it was a beautiful experience. It was just 3 days, few people, and it was amazing to do this residency and this meeting with George Vasilev. He's a pure classical guitar, and very perfectionist, and me the inverse. And so how we had this fusion, and it was a lot of fun, and it was very successful concert that they asked me to do it next year, and I said next year let's do half Moroccan, half Swiss. So we had the second year, and it was also it was an amazing experience. So that was the first real residency. It was amazing musician, like accordionist, violin, and bass, percussionist, oud, and me, I play guitar. And it's that's what I understand how to manage like and culture residence of musician. So it just starts with a break. Yeah. So like that's the only
just sit down together.
Exactly. Yeah. So you don't start like, for example, like the mistake like musicians do sometime, like maybe it's not like for me, like and like to just arrive and like let's play music. No, let's have a beer. Yeah. Let's talk. Especially with musicians you don't know. So I told you about musicians. They came in from different culture. We don't speak the same language. We don't play the same music rhythms. We have someone come from a different music background. Someone play jazz, someone play classical. So if you put a classical and the jazz on the same room to play music, they don't understand each other. Yeah. So like just the terms, like to repeat, to start from the beginning. So like all the vocabulary is different. And imagine you bring someone who don't read on like just. Yeah. So that's you have to sit together and have a conversation, and also like it's a matter of trust. If you trust the musician you play with, you're comfortable playing. When you're not trusting, you always want to play more and like no, do you want to give me? It's my solo now, like it's my moment.
I must control.
So like if like you trust the musician with it, like just play. Like no, you play. No, you play. You start. So yeah, it was been like every year a different experience, different musicians. And for me, like at this moment, I was traveling around the world. For example, I met this saxophonist from India, and in Mumbai, and they just moved to New Orleans. Say like, wow, it would be amazing to have a trumpet from New Orleans and a saxophone from India. So like I asked Steve Land, he went with us. Martin do it that year also. So and an amazing percussionist from Turkey, and the accordionist from Bulgaria, and like we spent a week, like more than a week together, just having fun and like
gaining the experience of the other's knowledge.
Yeah, and like we play a 2.5-hour concert actually. Yeah. And like a lot of fun, a lot of like and also like the most important, we learn a lot from each other.
Right. Yeah. Beautiful thing. Yeah. Well, 7 years ago, you made your first visit. I think it was about 7 years ago to this town. Yeah. Intending to stay, you say 4 days. Yeah. And how long did you actually stay?
Like at this moment, I stay 2 weeks and started looking for a house.
This has happened so many times during Carnival and Jazz Fest, ladies and gentlemen. But you weren't here for either one of those.
I arrived in August. It was like it was so hot. Like
so, it was just pure attraction there.
Oh yes, it was just like I said. Like first day I arrived to New Orleans, I went to Maison, and it was Brian Seeger playing.
Oh yeah, great
with Oscar Rossignoli, A.G. Hall on drums.
Oh man,
and like it was like dream team. And I was like, amazing. And they were playing a beautiful tune by Brian. His name, Buffalo Trace. And
I know that tune. You're a great tune.
And like I was looking, I said like, wow, I'd love one day play this music. And when he finished, he was like, he sold the CDs, and like I bought a CD from him, and I gave him my card and like trying to communicate. And like the day after, he sent me an email. Tell me like that he invites me to UNO and to meet his students, and also he invites me for dinner and cook for me a shrimp etouffee.
Oh baby!
No, crawfish etouffee. Crawfish etouffee, and then starting hanging out with him, and I went to see like I met Brad Walker. So like they say like I was like kind of a lucky musician that like directly arrived, and I met some amazing like dudes. And so and unfortunately I want to move here, but as soon as I arrived to Morocco, and they said like, okay, 3 months, I organized my stuff and I come back. So, but it wasn't. I was recording the Orient Occident album, like finishing mine, and also recording another album, another residency in Spain. It's named Dos Medinas Blancas, with musicians from Spain and Morocco, and featuring 2 like famous singers in Morocco and Spain. So also that was another project I was working on. So yeah, so I didn't have the chance to come, but I started visiting back and forth until like 5 years ago, deciding to move to the actually not to New Orleans, the States, but New Orleans was kind of a like a little stay for 6 months, and then it became 5 years.
Yeah, you get sunk up to the mud, up to your neck in the mud, and you can't get out, and you don't want to get out.
Yeah, yeah. I was always saying like, I'm leaving, but like no, it's kind of this. I just tell something. Just arrived here and starting, playing music around, and I get the a proposition from NOMA, New Orleans Museum of Art, to be part of an exhibition named Bodies of Knowledge.
Yeah.
So to create a series of concerts and compose a piece for named Bodies of Knowledge to present for the closing. At the same time, I got the call from Marion Hill to start talking about the film. Like the movie start just with an idea and starting meeting together. She was writing the script. I was composing at the same time. So just to tell you, the Ma Belle My Beauty, 90% of the music was written before the film. Before there was film. It was
from the script.
From the script, everything from the script. So it was also kind of a challenging experience. So, and more so, and then I was, I'm working now with NOMA as a consultant curator for our music performances. So, and more, Marine Opera House, also having this project with the Concerto of Oud that I composed for them.
Yeah.
And so, and
aren't you doing some teaching here also with the French school?
The French school. So that's as soon as that's what I heard also. It's the city who accept you and I'm very grateful to be here and all the opportunities and I'm staying here actually. Yes, it's home now.
Well, we're happy you've made this your second home.
Yeah, it's home. I would tell you some first from the first weeks when I arrived to New Orleans, I was in a taxi, and the driver kind of all New Orleanians. And he look at me where are you from? I'm like, Morocco. Yes. And they told me, I'm moving here. And they told me, man, everyone in the world born New Orleanians, the luckiest one get to come back. Yes. Yeah.
Amen to that, brother.
And I love that. And that's so and experience I'm being a traveler. So every time when you travel, you can have a status of immigrant, you can have a status of kind of visitor, but I never felt like I am an immigrant here or someone I'm felt like I'm born here, because the New Orleans people they make you feel like you are home. So I say someone, where are you from? I'm from New Orleans now. So like I said always, I'm a proud Moroccan, but my city is New Orleans, and that's was funny thing when I was in a tour, before the COVID, and on the poster was written Mahmoud Chouki, New Orleans / Morocco.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
So that was fun.
It's in print now, so it's
yes,
it's
I have
official.
It in print, yes.
Well, it's a wonderful thing that you found such good environment here for your creativity. What are you going to play for us next? And which instrument will we break out? Yeah, we got an oud special delivery, so we got to use that, dude.
Thanks to Simone.
Thank you, Simone, for that beyond the call of duty effort to bring that instrument here. And we're going to hear a little bit of that.
Okay, it needs to be almost. So okay, so everyone for the oud, everyone tune the strings decide. So for example, for me, I put C, G, D. So for example, Simon he was doing it differently. So his C, I don't know where is the strings attached, by the way, and there is a lot. So it's those when you have the red and the blue cables like to cut. Oh yes.
Will explode.
So maybe
That battery's going to blow 'em.
okay, this one.
While Mahmoud is getting tuned up, just to let you folks know that our next one of these sessions will be November 1st, also a Tuesday, and will feature Oscar Rossignoli, who you've heard mentioned here already today, and wonderful saxophonist Sam Taylor. So hope you can join us for that one, 1 o'clock on November 1st.
I will not touch it. And also thanks to Danny and like all the Jazz Museum team for the sound and the sound. So this one named Limtily, it's Limtily, it's love you more than I love you. It's kind of a love story through music. And yeah, that also was composed while I was traveling. And actually I was playing it with guitar first until like, yeah, and I played one with the oud. I was home and like changed it. And this one I recorded in Wallen, so you can find it on YouTube. Like it's Limtily. Can you spell Limtily? L-Y?
L-Y-M-N-T-I-L-Y.
Okay.
It's an acronym.
Love You More Than I Love You. Lemtile, ladies and gentlemen, Mahmoud Chouki. And Mr. Mazikowski, Martin Mazikowski at the bass. Our man on drums today is Alfred Jordan Jr., doing beautiful work at the kit. Mahmoud, one of the things I notice in your compositional architecture is you make great use of space and contrast. You have major minor juxtapose. You'll have a softer passage with something a little more energetic. Is that come naturally to you, or something you use as sort of a template?
Yeah, actually, so I know that's from when I start composing. I know that like I'm very interested to compose instrumental pieces. So it was kind of this question at the beginning of like singing, because I sing also.
Right.
So, but I was singing, but and it have this big question mark. So what you want to do? You want to be a songwriter? And then the question came with what to sing, which themes, which language,
Right.
what's like what language. So, and I feel like if I sing in Arabic, I was like limited. I feel like composing instrumental. That's what I was comfortable with.
Right.
And also like I try to. I just to tell a story with the music.
Oh, yeah.
That's why actually so every part of what I play, means something to me, and like yeah, and also I see music as an introduction, also like something to say, and also and so I want it to be.
Right.
So actually when I moved to New Orleans, so I start like also thinking like the format of like the jazz format of like
Right.
an A-A-B,
Right.
or like what I call it like A-B, look at me, like
Yeah.
always like, because I can change the form, but I think also my like how I see the music, how I compose now, it's became kind of different since I moved also to New Orleans. I was influenced also by how like the freedom, the space, because
Right.
before I like for my music it's why they didn't have any space. It was kind of I say something like I'm here,
Right.
but now I think because I'm surrounded also like when you play with like Martin, Alfred, like Oscar, and like you have some musician you can trust in stage, and that you can like
Right.
share with them like my philosophy, like my idea, so that's something changed here in
You
New
found
Orleans.
colleagues that could realize your vision
Yeah,
compositionally.
exactly. And like what I say, like you guys make my music sound much better.
Listen, I'm sure Duke Ellington would agree with that, as he kept his orchestra together for all those years, just so he could hear it once he wrote it.
Yeah, and I say that like I'm also sometime I am the first audience of my my concerts. So I'm sitting and like having fun. Like most of the time I have a glass of wine and like sit.
Yeah.
So it's like really, so that's something like don't I have always to say like that I'm always grateful with to have like with me like musicians like with the generosity and talent, and also kind of accepting also my music and the challenge.
Yeah. Well, it has resulted in a lot of great music that I've had an opportunity to witness with you and all these players here today and elsewhere that we've had a chance to hear you. We've got time for maybe 2 more tunes, so I say play.
Yeah.
What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? More music?
So far, so good.
That's the title of your series also at NOMA, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so far, like mean travel. So, and like traveling for me was something very important. And so, yeah, so like this one also, it's a kind of a composition that's I wrote like while I was traveling around the world. And I said this end up in New Orleans. This one we tried to record it. That's why I composed it like few years ago, but I never release it as a so maybe one day we'll do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the drums, Mr. Alfred Jordan Jr., our ace on bass, Martin Mazakowski, the maestro of guitar, oud, banjo, and a dozen other instruments, ladies and Mahmoud Chouki. Wonderful music, and thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, and I hope you can be with us on November 1st for our next Talkin' Jazz session.